Hi, friends. Dr. Nancy Trimbley here, putting the power and knowledge of your health back in your hands. Today's just a commentary, it's kind of a train of thought. I noticed today that the flags were half staff. Actually, it was yesterday, and I had to Google to know why. And I noticed lately the flags have been flying half staff a lot. Today and yesterday, it's because of the mass murder in Indianapolis at a FedEx facility. Last month, it was the Boulder, Colorado grocery stores shooting spree. We didn't used to have this, and it's a horrific event. My point is, we used to designate flags high flying half staff for dignitaries and those that serve their country as passing away, as far as I know and recall. And it wasn't very often. It was something that was noticeable because of its absence most days. So now we have these mass shootings that are being remembered. And I agree that they should be recognized and there should be something done about this. What it seems to be, though, to me, what I recognize is for my own self, and I always talk about the boots on the ground. The boots on the ground are what is your experience as you're in your home right now? So my experience in my home and in my little community has been that things are pretty good. Things are looking up. People are healthy. People are coming out more. People are happier than they were a year ago, for sure. And I have not been watching the news at all. I don't watch the news. I don't listen to the news on the radio. I try to ignore anything online that might be leading into an email view or something. I try to ignore it because, as you know, in my book, Stealth Health, I talk about the system that has been working against us our whole life. And the big part of that system is the media, which is fueled by the advertising industry, which is fueled a lot by the pharmaceutical industry. So I'm not watching the news. So I didn't hear about the Indianapolis shooting and I didn't hear about the Boulder, Colorado shooting until I happened to say, why are the flags flying half staff? And I also find now I'm still on Facebook because I have an audience on Facebook, but a lot of the people that I know have canceled their Facebook accounts because of the anger and because of the fighting and because of the nastiness. So those people have unplugged as well. But now here we have the government that wants to still put fear in our face, that wants to make us remember that things are bad, even if we want to ignore it and just rely on our boots on the ground experience. Let me weave this together for you a little bit more. You remember the shootings at Columbine at the high school. Horrible, horrible. And I'm sure those that were there and survived are still affected by that. What came out early on was that that young man that was the shooter had some emotional problems and was on some antipsychotic drugs. Did you know that the antipsychotic drugs now have what's called a black box warning? A black box warning says that this drug could cause spontaneous psychotic episodes of violence. Look it up. You'll see. It's the black box warning. Why aren't we investigating this? Why aren't these mass murderers and these killers, why aren't they why aren't they having something done to them? Why aren't these pharmaceutical companies held accountable? Why not? If it's a black box warning and then somebody acts out on that, shouldn't that be public knowledge? Shouldn't you know before maybe your son or daughter is put on a drug like that? Shouldn't you know? Shouldn't we know that there's something that links all of these killers together besides the fact that they used a gun? Because the gun just sits there until the person picks it up and uses it. So I want you to think about this, and I want you to also think about how the pharmaceutical companies and the advertising industry and the media want to run us into a fear-based decisions about your health, decisions about your future, decisions about how you see the world. What's your boots on the ground report? How are you doing? And are you taking notice of how we think and what we fear may be being, I don't want to say manipulated from the outside, but maybe we're funneled into thinking a certain way. That's all for now. Just a commentary. As always, inviting you to take back your knowledge and your power so you may get your greatest joy out of life. Bye for now.